Ah, Mr. Shore, thank you for coming.
Whatever it is, I didn't do it.
From what I've been told, you probably did. Have a seat. There's a rumor going around. Underneath that slick surface, there's a heart of gold.
Completely untrue.
I got a 19-year-old kid scheduled for a murder trial tomorrow. He's just fired his 6th attorney an hour ago, and he's decided to represent himself. And it's my sense he hires and fires lawyers to buy himself time, and he's successfully done that up till now. That trial will go forward tomorrow.
Are we getting to the part that involves me?
I'm assigning you to be shadow counsel.
I've had very little criminal experience, Your Honor.
Well, you're about to get more. 9 o'clock.
I'd love to accommodate you, but actually I'm starting another trial tomorrow morning, so...
Who's the judge?
Okubo.
Ah. Only thing you need to know about the Honorable Amy Okubo is that I've got seniority on her. You'll be in my courtroom at 9.
She's ordered no further continuances.
9 o'clock, Mr. Shore.
All right, Your Honor. Let's cut to it. I couldn't possibly try a case in your courtroom.
Because?
I'm attracted to you. In fact, I'm obsessed with you. I'm afraid my lust would inhibit my ability to fairly represent my client.
You're attracted to me.
Yes.
Could you lean forward a bit? You are a very sexy man. And a clever one. Capable of feigning an attraction for a judge just to get yourself off a case. 9 o'clock.
I will be getting myself off, I assure you.
9 o'clock.
Shadow counsel?
The problem is I'm already scheduled for trial before Judge Okubo, who will be anything but pleased.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Try to get a continuance, which won't be easy. And then there's the client himself, Mr. Tang Jing Yu.
Tang Jing who?
Tara knows the case. She'll go with you. Just try and get it pushed to next week. I'll really appreciate it.
What? Tang who?
Hello, Marshall. I'm Alan Shore.
I'm representing myself. That's what I told her.
I understand, but she asked me to be shadow counsel, which basically means I see to it that you screw yourself over a little less rather than more. So, what's wrong with all these attorneys you've been firing?
They keep asking me to plead out, which I don't want to do.
Fair enough. You're alleged to have shot and killed somebody. Did you?
Yes.
In front of an eyewitness?
Yes.
This would explain why the lawyers were suggesting a plea.
Look, Mr.
Sure, but you can call me Michael.
You said your name was Alan.
Excellent. You pay attention. This will help. Listen closely, Marshall. After just a cursory view of the facts, my guess is you'll be found guilty. If you insist on representing yourself, it's over.
Then I have to fire your ass, too.
It may shock you to learn I make for a better lawyer than your average 19-year-old crackhead. I could be wrong. If you don't want to plead, fine, don't. But if you're going to go to trial, use a trained professional. Don't be a complete idiot. It's beneath you.
What happened, Shaw?
Mr. Shore got pulled in on an emergency matter. We're going to try to push your case until next week. I don't anticipate that to be a problem, but then...
You shall not care.
That's not true, Mr. Tang. Mr. Shore cares very much.
No one care. People think big joke.
Mr. Tang, I know that you know that I care.
Sure think joke.
Look at me. We will get the continuance, and everything will be fine.
Are you kidding me? This case is marked no further continuances.
Your Honor, we are ready. But Mr. Shore was suddenly called in on a homicide.
I do not care where Mr. Shore is. I am angry about where Mr. Shore isn't. This matter has been on my docket for 5 years.
I understand that, but
Alan Shore is the 4th attorney of record. Following Robert Donnell, Lindsay Dole, and Rebecca Washington, you now make number 5. I don't enjoy lawyers playing turf ball in my court.
that's not going on, I assure you. Judge Robbins ordered him to shadow counsel on an...
Judge Robbins does not control my courtroom.
Your Honor, we're just stuck in the middle here.
This is a 2 or 3 day trial max, and it's a stupid case to begin with.
Not stupid. Object!
Mr. Tang, the court respects your right to have your day in court. So I'm giving it to you right now.
Your Honor...
You either say ready for trial or we dismiss this complaint. Your choice.
Ready for trial.
What happened now?
There is no reason to panic.
Case not no.
I'm sorry?
You, case not no. Up creek.
Mr. Tang.
Case not no. Male puppet.
Excuse me?
I think that he means malpractice. His English isn't very good.
Wait, 5 years.
Mr. Tang, I will be there every step. I promise.
Excuse me 1 second, sir. Do you think you could possibly try this?
Me? But I'm not even a member.
Third-year law students with supervision can try.
But that's criminal, not civil.
I will be doing it with you, and the judge will sign off. Tara, he's right. With me, it's up creek. You know the medicals, you've researched the law, you seem to have a good connection with the client.
But I have never tried a case before. Ever.
Everybody has a first time. Look, you are up to speed here, I am not. Just get us through the day, and then maybe Alan can take over.
The evidence will show that once the drug deal went bad, the defendant drew a weapon, .38 caliber revolver, and fired 3 shots into the victim, killing him. You'll hear from an eyewitness who saw Marshall Bagnell commit this crime. You'll hear from an expert in ballistics who will tell you that the bullets retrieved from the victim's body match the gun found later in the defendant's possession. And after all this evidence is presented, it will be established beyond all reasonable doubt that Marshall Bagnell committed murder.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Your Honor,
Mr. Shore?
I was drafted for this trial, much like all of you were summoned for jury duty. And my reaction was, damn it, I have better things to do than sit around in a courtroom all day. Show of hands, how many of you felt burdened by...
Objection.
Counsel?
But then I found out it's a murder trial. And part of me went, oh boy, inside, because murder trials, they can be juicy. How many of you went, oh boy?
Objection.
Mr. Shore?
And the great thing about this particular murder trial, there's no real tragedy. The victim was a drug dealer. My client is a drug dealer. One is dead, another we can send to prison for life. It's a win-win. So let's sit back, relax, enjoy ourselves, shall we? One low life down, one to go. That concludes my opening statement. How am I doing so far?
Mr. Shore,
Yes.
I'm Tamara Bagnell, Marshall's mother.
Ah, very nice to meet you. Was that sexual?
My son is on trial for his life, and your opening statement,
Miss Bagnell, I assure you I have a plan here.
which is,
Okay, I lied. I don't have a plan, but I'm forming one. Nobody slaps me twice, Miss Bagnell. At least not in the face.
I will make the evidentiary objections. All you need to do is ask him what happened. Don't lead, Just basically say what happened next and let him tell his story.
Okay.
And don't move around a lot, Tara. Just plant your feet, stay still.
Why?
Because we want the jurors' eyes to be on him as he testifies. His story is basically our whole case. Your moving around could be distracting. Now, if he starts to get too hot, which is a very likely possibility, you may have to calm him down a little bit.
Have bad feeling.
Mr. Tang, you just need to relax. Tara will basically ask you what happened. Just tell the jury in your own words. And a few of ours might help.
What?
Nothing.
Make fun I talk.
You do have an accent, Mr. Tang, so please try and speak slowly. If you need to ask a question twice, don't be afraid to. You can do this.
I'm ready.
They got into an argument over the price.
The price of the cocaine.
Yes. I mean, I really wasn't paying attention. I was watching television, and the next thing I know, he's got a gun.
The defendant.
Yes. He pulls out this gun, and he's screaming, and I think, okay, now it's a robbery, you know, that he's just gonna steal the stuff outright.
What did you do here?
I basically just started screaming, you know, that he's got a gun, and that's when Brian went for his gun. And that's when it happened. He shot him 3 times. He just killed Brian right there.
Now, Andrea, and this is important. When did Brian get his gun in relation to when...
I just said that Brian got his gun after that man pulled a gun out on him. And before Brian could even get his gun, he just started shooting. It's a miracle he didn't kill me, too. Then he just took the stuff and left.
Thank you, Andrea.
Drugs are a horrible thing, Andrea. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
You ever use them?
I wasn't using that night, if that's what you're going for. My capacity for observation was perfect.
That's a legal term. Are you a lawyer, Andrea?
No.
Huh. Have you by any chance spoken to a lawyer before testifying? Say, a district attorney?
Objection.
I'm merely trying to establish that you put words in her mouth.
Objection.
Sustained. Andrea, there were drugs on the premises that night, weren't there?
Obviously.
And since you were there on the premises, what were you watching, by the way?
Joe Millionaire.
Ah, figures. And since you were present with these drugs, you were exposed to criminal charges as well, weren't you? Might have been nice to have something to offer the police, I bet. Something like, say, testimony.
I'm telling it like it happened.
What was your relationship with Brian the drug dealer?
He was my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend? Brian the drug dealer was your boyfriend?
Yes.
Well, you didn't establish that. That might make you biased.
I'm telling the truth.
You said that you weren't using that night. You do use, though, don't you, Andrea?
Recreationally, occasionally.
Ever get arrested?
Once.
For using or dealing?
Dealing.
Oh, so you're a drug dealer, too? Well, tell me. With Brian dead, do you pick up his business?
Objection.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. My client wants to know. He needs a new connection.
Mr. Shore, will you step up here, please? Is this the way you defend your client?
It is, Your Honor.
Pull over. Get gas. Need pee.
You needed to pee.
Yes, long drive. Need pee.
Okay, sir, can you tell us what happened next?
Bathroom painted. Men say, be careful. Flesh paint on wall. Advise not go in.
But you did.
Objection, leading.
Can you tell us what happened next, sir?
Need pee bad. Go in anyway.
And then what happened?
Sit on toilet. Do business. Then decide have cigarette. Long drive. Need relax. Go lift off. Explode.
What happened to you, sir?
Knock unconscious. Bottom buttocks, bottom, burn, red, raw. Low skin bottom, burn, red, raw.
Were you taken to hospital?
Yes, hospital. Bottom burn, red raw.
You must have been terrified, sir.
Not funny. Blow off toilet bowl. Not funny.
I am so sorry. I think that I was just so anxious to begin with that, plus his accent and the nature of the accident.
The jury now thinks it's a big joke, Tara. This man had third-degree burns. He has waited 5 years to get into court. And his own lawyer has likely caused the jury to completely trivialize this matter.
Eleanor, you know that I never intended... Mr. Tang, I am so sorry. I deeply apologize.
You trying to get me convicted?
I promise you I'm not.
You said I need a new connection? What's up with that?
Calm down, Marshal. I was merely trying to demonstrate to the jury that I don't like you. You see, they don't like you. You shot somebody 3 times. They naturally consider you despicable. So by showing them I find you despicable, it makes me more relatable to them. It gives me some credibility. So when I say at the end of all this, find him not guilty, I might have a chance of convincing them.
I'm a human being, Mr. Shore.
No, you're not. You're a drug addict. You'll testify next. Then I'll call character witnesses. You just need to do as I tell you, Marshal. Nothing more. And tell your mother to stop hitting me.
She was right about us arguing over the price. He wanted way too much. 1.5 the street value.
So you shot him?
We got into a yelling match. We both got a little hot.
So you shot him?
I didn't just shoot him.
Well, tell us what happened, sir. But if you don't mind, just fast forward to the good part.
I just said that's it. I wanted to call the whole deal off. That's when he pulled back his jacket to show that he was packing.
Packing? For those of us who don't carry a firearm, packing means he had a gun.
Yeah.
And at some point, did you show him that you were packing?
Yes. I pulled out my gun to show him that, I wasn't intimidated. And I saw his eyes flash, and he pulled his gun, and it wasn't just to show me he had it now, he drew. So I pointed my gun at him and yelled, "Don't." But his gun is in his hand, about to point it at me, about to shoot me. So I figured, either I shoot or I'm dead. So I shot. I fired 3 times real quick, and he went down.
He drew his gun?
Yes. If I hadn't fired, I'd be dead.
Did you know that Brian, the drug dealer, was suspected of murdering somebody before?
Objection. The victim had never been charged in any homicide before, and counsel is...
Rephrase. Did you know that Brian, the drug dealer, had never actually been charged with shooting a woman twice in the head, blowing it...
Objection. The victim was briefly investigated in a drug-related killing, and that is all. He never became the actual suspect, and I object to this blatant distortion of the facts.
Can't we all just get along?
Mr. Shore.
What, if anything, did you know about Brian the drug dealer? I have to ask it like that, but please, get in what I want you to get in.
Objection!
Mr. Shore?
There was a rumor that he had capped a girl doing a drug buy. I know that.
Thank you. That wasn't so hard, was it?
How many times have you been arrested, Mr. Bagnell?
5 or 6.
Actually, it's 7. You brought a concealed weapon to this drug transaction?
Yes, because sometimes stuff goes down like it has now. I need to protect myself.
Oh, you need to protect yourself.
Objection. There's no call for sarcasm, Your Honor.
Sustained.
You didn't report this shooting, did you, sir? You fled the scene.
I figured his girlfriend would report it.
But if you were innocent, if it truly were self-defense, why run away?
It was a drug deal.
Yes, a drug deal where there was a dispute over price. Now, you had argued with the victim before over price, hadn't you, sir?
He was a gouger.
But this time, you'd had enough. You went carrying a gun, you shot him 3
In
times.
self-defense.
Objection.
Did he ever fire at you?
No, but what am I
And
supposed...
you didn't wait, did you, sir?
I would have been dead.
So many questions. May I ask a question? I forgot one.
You were advised, were you not, sir, not to go into the bathroom?
Not advice on explode, advice on paint.
You can read English, Mr. Tang.
Yes.
Did you see the signs that said no smoking?
No.
You didn't see any of the posted signs.
No.
Is that a truthful response, sir?
Yes, true. Why not object, Badger?
I'm not trying to badger you, sir. Did it not occur to you, smoking a cigarette, lighting a match at a gas station, that this could be dangerous?
People smoke in bathroom all time.
They do.
Yes. Place to relax, go, pee, lose pants, smoke.
But you knew, sir, that this bathroom had just been painted, that there could be fumes inside.
Now you expect boom like that. Bottom burn, red raw, explode anus.
You don't accept any blame for this.
Badger, why not object, male puppet? Look, she laughed, make joke. Male puppets, male puppets. 我而家呢個成個法庭啊，呢個你唔係我律師嚟㗎。你喺度叫咩丟債假啦
Mr. Tang.
？Not fair, not fair.
Mr. Tang,
Not care. What happened now?
Well, we go to closing arguments.
Defense not put case?
The defense rested, evidently believing that we didn't make our case. Sometimes that's employed as a strategy.
This must be very difficult for you, ma'am. Your son on trial for murder.
It is.
I'm sure you must feel, as many of us do, it's all your fault. You were never home.
I had to work.
He never knew his father. You have to be somewhat to blame for that. How about his probation officer? Ever meet with him?
No,
Ever get your son into any kind of drug rehab program?
we didn't have money for that. I tried to do all I could.
Move to strike.
Counsel.
I note he got thrown out of school his sophomore year. Why?
Drugs.
Did his principal come by to explain?
No. It was zero tolerance. He just got expelled.
He sounds like an awful child. Just between us. Glad to be rid of him? That's quite a look you're giving me. Tell me, have you ever shot anybody? Thank you. I thought that went well. What are your thoughts?
I need help. Get off me. Take it easy. Get off me. Easy.
Don't get off. Marshall, I won't stay in the room with you if you're going to beat me up. Can we have a conversation without you beating me up?
Yes.
I need you to promise.
I promise.
Let him up.
Are you sure?
My clients hit me all the time. Let him up.
Let's go.
Thank you. Please go. It's all right. Marshall, at the very beginning of this, I asked you to trust me. Did I not?
No.
I didn't? I meant to. I'm sorry.
You're supposed to be my lawyer. You're supposed to do everything you can. You're supposed to care.
I am your lawyer. Trust that.
In open court?
it's not funny, Jamie.
Look, these things, sometimes they happen.
It happened twice.
Jamie, could you excuse us, please? I want you to close.
Excuse me?
good or bad you have the relationship with the jury here. It would throw them if I suddenly got up. Do you think you're capable of standing up and behaving like a professional?
Yes. Thank you.
I'm not doing this for you. I just believe it's best for the client if you dig yourself out of your own hole.
Don't want her close. My puppet.
Mr. Day, the jury might be confused if I got up.
She think he's funny. Up creek. No ping pong.
I think he means paddle.
Ms. Wilson, are you ready?
No puppet.
When I began law school, I was convinced that American juries would be negatively predisposed against my British accent. So I learned to speak American. The thinking being that the better the jurors related to me, the better my chances of persuasion. And let's face it, Americans are pretty arrogant about the English language. They expect the rest of the world not only to learn it, but to speak it the way they do. Tan Jing-Yu doesn't speak English very well. He even sounds a little funny. Combine his accent with the fact that he got blown off a toilet. I laughed. Maybe some of you did as well. But what's not so damn funny is that this man was hurt. He suffered third-degree burns. He's scarred for life. Is he partly to blame? Absolutely. He should not have been smoking. But the question is, who is to blame more? Is it foreseeable that people smoke in lavatories? Of course it is. People smoke in bathrooms, in high schools, on aeroplanes, in gas stations. And knowing that this sometimes goes on, you do not put flammables in a toilet bowl. To do so, that is negligence. And as amusing as it all may be, as a result of this negligence, an innocent man was injured. He waited 5 years to get to trial, only to be laughed at by his own lawyer. This man suffered real pain. And he deserves better.
He knew the room had just been painted. He was told not to go in. The no smoking signs were posted. The room had fumes, and still, he lights a match. He caused this. He blew up my client's bathroom, and he's suing. Come on. That may not technically be a legal argument, but let me say it again. This was his negligence, not ours. And you know that.
The question is a simple one, really. Is it foreseeable that someone might light a match and drop it in a toilet bowl? If no, fine for the defendant. If yes, fine for the plaintiff.
I don't know whether you saved yourself. But that was a good closing, Tara. It was simple and persuasive. You did a very good job.
Thank you.
Can we talk?
You heard Andrea Mills' testimony. There was a dispute over price. The defendant pulled his gun and he fired. You can't claim self-defense, ladies and gentlemen, if you cause somebody to reach for a gun only so you can then blast him. That's ridiculous. Now, to be honest, I don't know what the hell defense counsel was up to in this trial. I suspect all that nonsense was motivated by the fact that Mr. Shore knew he had no case. The defendant pulled a gun in front of an eyewitness and shot somebody. What could his lawyer really say or do? So Mr. Shore tried to deflect attention onto himself. But this isn't about a lawyer's antics. We are not in this room to enjoy defense counsel's sideshow. We are here because his client committed a murder. A man is dead.
At the beginning, you heard me mention that I was assigned this case. We have this pro bono program because somebody has to be here for the guy. See, that's where our judicial system actually exceeds real life. In here, somebody's got to be there for the guy. In life, Marshall Bagnell never met his father. His mother worked full-time, leaving him home alone all day. He got involved early in drugs. There was nobody there to get him in treatment. His parents, his teachers, school principals, probation officers, people vested with a responsibility of caring for him a little, they didn't. And he became a drug addict. Now, I'm not going to stand here and ask you to care for him, God forbid. But what I will ask is for you to recognize that life hasn't been very fair to Marshall Bagnell. The irony is, by pulling that trigger 3 times, he gets thrown into a system that's required to treat him fairly. He gets a right to a fair trial. And if you afford him that right, he must necessarily be found not guilty. The supposed eyewitness admitted she was watching television, her own words. She wasn't looking at the men at the time my client drew his weapon. She told you that. She did not see. Now, what she did see supports precisely what Marshall told you. The victim was going for his gun. At that point, my client could only shoot or be shot. That's self-defense. That's classic self-defense. And think about it. If Marshall Bagnell wasn't acting in self-defense, why did he not shoot Andrea Mills? Why did he leave behind this eyewitness? Perhaps because she wasn't about to shoot him. Of course, you could choose to ignore all this simply because you don't care, not only about Marshall Bagnell, but also about the law you swore to uphold. Swore to because what we do pretend to care about is the integrity of this system. We do believe in that cherished notion of the fair trial. We're fiercely loyal to the ideal that a prosecution must satisfy its burden of proof. They haven't done that here. As dearly as we'd all love to send Mr. Bagnell to prison, we cannot know for a fact that the victim, a drug dealer, rumored to have killed somebody before, didn't draw his gun to shoot first. We cannot know beyond all reasonable doubt that Marshall Bagnell didn't fear for his life. And if he did reasonably fear for his life, if you believe it's possible that he feared for his life, you must find him not guilty. Unless, of course, you don't care.
$63,000?
We could get more, but we could get nothing. I think it's a decent offer. Clearly, you were hurt, but just as clearly, there was contributory negligence.
What think?
I think we should take it.
What think?
I believe that we should accept as well.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to accept then.
Okay.
This is a good result, Mr. Tang.
Okay. Thank you for closing. Good closing.
Mr. Tang, I owe you a sincere apology.
Give already. Thank you. Appreciate closing. People laugh at me always. One reason I angry. Apologize for anger.
You don't need to apologize for anything.
Not Mel Puppet.
Thank you.
How long do they usually take?
There's really no telling. The judge will probably keep us here until 6.
Look, I'm sorry I jumped you. I see now you, kind of had a strategy.
Why didn't you just tell us what it was?
Takes the fun out of it.
I suppose I should thank you and all.
Well, I'd prefer money.
You're a big fraud, you know that? You do care about my son. You're not fooling me.
Jury's back.
What does it mean that it's so fast?
It's usually a good sign when you win, not a bad one when you lose. Now, in a second, Marshall. Hang in there.
Members of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
The defendant will please rise. What say you?
In the matter of the Commonwealth versus Marshall Bagnell, on the charge of murder in the first degree, we find the defendant, Marshall Bagnell, not guilty. In the matter of the Commonwealth versus Marshall Bagnell, on the charge of murder in the second degree, we find the defendant, Marshall Bagnell, guilty.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are dismissed with the thanks of this court. Security, take the defendant into custody. We are adjourned.
We'll explore grounds for appeal, Marshall. Marshall, look at me. There's still some things we can do. We'll explore all grounds for appeal. Marshall, I'll let you know, okay? Marshall, I'll come visit you tomorrow.
Officer down! Officer down! Officer down!
Get on the ground! Come on, get down! Get down! Oh, God! I didn't do anything! Get off of me!
Who is he? What's his name? What's his name?
I didn't do anything! Corner of Columbus and Temple!
I said, who is he?
Get the hell off
Where's
me!
your buddy?
I didn't do anything, man! I swear to God, I didn't do anything!
Shut up! Stop! I said stop! Don't move! Stop! Stop running! Freeze! Freeze! Watch it! Pull it in.
32. Suspect's down. We got one in custody. We're in the alley off 93rd Street.
Where's the gun?
I don't even have a gun!
Where's the gun?
I haven't got a gun!
Where's the gun?
I haven't got a gun!
Go look for it!
Right, you guys heard him. Split up. Martinez, you and Davis, take the alley. Let's go. Now look everywhere.
How late are you going to stay?
I can't study at home.
How about sleeping at home? It's almost 11 o'clock.
I'm almost done. Hello.
Hello, yes, I need to speak with Jimmy Beluti.
Mr. Beluti isn't here at the moment. Our office hours.
You have to find him. This is an emergency. Page him.
Who are you, sir?
My name is Joe Moran. He knows me. The police are torturing a friend of mine, and I need to get a lawyer down here right now.
Hold on.
No, I can't hold on. They got him in a room, and he's been shot.
Who's been shot?
My friend. The police think that he shot a cop. Now, they got him in a room. We're at Brookridge Hospital. They threw the doctors out, and now he's screaming.
All right, wait.
No. Find Jimmy Beluti.
I'm going to put you on with Jamie Stringer. She is a fine lawyer, and she's very anxious to speak with you.
I want
Jamie,
Jimmy.
hold on, sir.
Jamie Stringer, how can I help you?
Just had to fob it off on me.
I'm not a member of the bar.
Midnight. You were a member of the bar last week to laugh at that Chinese guy. Keep paging Jimmy.
Dr. Lynn Jones, neonatology. Dr. Lynn Jones, neonatology.
Excuse me, are you Miss Stringer?
Joe.
Yeah, they have him back here. They're gonna kill him, I swear to God.
Well, wait, before...
They think he shot a cop, but he didn't. That's him screaming. They got him back there.
Are doctors with him?
No, it's just the police.
You can't go in there.
Yes, I can. I'm his lawyer.
I don't care who you are. You can make it easier for yourself. You don't.
This man is now represented by counsel.
You need to leave. Get her
No,
out.
I'm
Let's
not-
go.
no, I'm
Get
not-
her out of here, Jones. Get her out now.
Get your hands
Move.
off of me! Get your hands off me! Ow! Take these off of me!
Shut up. Move that chair. I don't want to hear her.
Eugene, we have a situation.
Ambulatory director, call 7790.
She's right through there.
They handcuffed her?
Yes.
Dr. Gamble to pediatrics. Dr. Gamble,
Get the cuffs off now. She's interfering with an investigation. Get those handcuffs off that woman now, or I will make it my mission in life to bring down your entire department.
Eugene.
What the hell's going on here?
What's going on is your client shot a police officer who's now in surgery.
That's a brutality claim? That's a civil rights criminal violation.
Take the handcuffs off. Keep her away from us.
We want to see our client.
That's not possible. Your client's currently being questioned.
He asked for his lawyer.
Fine, file your motion to suppress, but you're not going in that room.
If he's being denied medical treatment?
The doctor said his injury isn't life-threatening.
He's been shot, and those thugs in there are sticking a flashlight into an open wound.
The next lawyer that goes into that room will be arrested for obstruction of justice.
We have a right to see our client.
No, you don't. We have a right to hold him for 48 hours. We are...
Who's the DA on call?
Don't know.
Mike?
Eugene, your guy shot a cop. I am not helping you out here.
Hey. Hey, I want to see your chief of staff.
I'm the chief of the ER.
Your hospital is looking at a lawsuit.
Don't lecture me on liability, please. Police have taken over.
Jimmy, what the hell's going on? Wait.
Everybody over here now. Jimmy, talk to this,
Moran.
Moran. Find out what happened. Tara, borrow a computer, draft a habeas petition, down and dirty.
What good will that do? We haven't got a judge.
Mike, who's the duty judge?
Don't know.
Does anybody here know a judge we can call?
Roberta Kittleson.
You got a home number?
Yeah.
Call her up. Eleanor, go to the FBI office. Report what's going on here. Tell them a civil rights crime is being committed and it's ongoing.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
We haven't actually stayed current.
Anybody else know a judge? How can none of us be friendly with a single judge?
They all know our work.
Look, call Alan. Maybe he's bribed some judge along the way. Jimmy, get his story. Eleanor, FBI, let's go.
That bolus IV push.
Forceps? Another retractor?
No. Get another PT, PTT, and add an H&H as well. On the way. Pulse ox 98. 1 unit.
What do we know?
What's blood loss?
I can't tell.
Suction. Forceps.
Seems like it's taken a long time just to get a bullet.
Suction. Ligator. Cauterizes obliterator. Right there.
You need something?
Pressure's crashing. Power is numbers and
Just checking to see.
What the charges are gonna be?
Mike.
Doctor, pressure's dropping.
He's bleeding out. More suction. Give me the sternal saw. We've got to crack his chest. He's a cardiac tamponade. No cardiac. Put more tension on that retractor. I need to get in and massage the heart. Let's push another 5 milligrams.
5 milligrams pushed.
Dressing train. Here we go. Right, hold. Yeah.
Get a clip.
Continuing massage.
Irrigation.
Hold massage. Let me check a rhythm. All right. Still nothing. No spontaneous respirations. Nothing? No. Occasional PEA. One more time.
Anything?
No. Asystole. Atropine intracardial? No, it's just
No.
Todd came out first because he was gonna get the car.
Came out from
The bar. So as I come out, I hear shots. Real close. And I see Todd take off to, run for cover.
How far away were you?
I don't know, 25 yards or something like that. So then I see the cops suddenly chasing him, and, I think they see him running, they must figure that he's, the shooter or something.
Well, if he's innocent, why did he run from the police?
I don't know. It's a parole violation for him to be out past 10. Plus, he may have had some drugs on him, so Jimmy, he didn't shoot anybody. I'm telling you.
Look, Joe, I know this guy is your friend, but as your lawyer, if you can help yourself here at all, a police officer is dead.
Oh, Todd didn't shoot him.
Listen to me. If they make you a buddy, you could be going up on conspiracy. There's a window of opportunity to help yourself.
No, he's innocent, man. I swear, I'm telling the truth. You got nothing to do with this.
Hospital receptionist, Gage Surgical Pre-Op.
What's going on? We need to get a court order to get a client out of police custody. Tara is drafting a habeas, but we don't have a judge. Would you be able to find one?
At 2 in the morning?
Well, it's a little urgent.
Eugene? I'm told you're looking for the DA on call?
You.
Is there a problem?
Yes, there's a problem. The police are back there coercing a wounded suspect. A suspect who has a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, a suspect who has a Sixth Amendment right to counsel, a suspect who has a civil right not to be tortured. All of those rights are currently being trampled on.
Well, certainly any and all evidence obtained in violation of your client's constitutional rights would not be admissible. I'll be sure not to introduce it. Anything else?
I want to see him.
When we're ready.
As I said, it's urgent.
I don't understand. They're only screwing up their own case. Why are they doing this?
Maybe they're afraid they don't have a case.
Did you see him fire the gun?
No, I heard the shot and looked up. But he was the only one there, the only one around.
I need you to look at his face again and confirm that. Can you do that for me?
Yes. That's him.
You're sure?
That's him.
Were you able to get photos?
Photos? No, the police just yanked her right out of the room. We're not even being allowed access.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay? What okay? Aren't you gonna go down there?
No, ma'am. The procedure between us and local law enforcement is we don't get involved until either they've charged your client or released him.
I don't think you understand. Local law enforcement is committing the crime. The torture is ongoing as we speak.
Until they've completed their investigation, we can't get involved.
You're the FBI. A man is being tortured.
I can be your friend, Mr. Beck. I can make these people stop, and I can get you proper treatment. But for me to help you, you need to help me.
I didn't do it.
Todd, we already know you did it. What we need is to find the gun so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. A little cooperation here will go a very long way. I promise you. Where's the gun?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't have any recording devices in this entire hospital?
Believe it or not, we don't bug the rooms.
Tara, keep dialing our office. Get as much of this as you can on our answering machine. Jimmy, I need you to find us a tape recorder or something. What happened?
They won't intervene. He wrote up a 302, he filed it, and thanked me for reporting it.
This is unbelievable.
Here's the deal. You give us a statement from Moran that he saw Beck shoot the officer. We'll then let you see Mr. Beck.
Moran didn't see Beck shoot anybody because Beck didn't shoot anybody.
Eugene, I'm trying to play nice here.
Let me tell you something.
No, let me share. I knew that officer, personally. I know his widow. I know his 2 children. Now, what have you got to say? Marcia. Marcia, I need to speak with you. Good heavens, you've woken up whoever he is.
What are you doing here?
You don't pick up your phone or answer your bell. Luckily, I remembered where you hide your key.
Alan?
I have an emergency.
What the hell's going on?
I'm very sorry, sir. Judge Pollock? Hello, sir. I didn't recognize you without your robe.
Alan Shore. I appeared before you in an antitrust matter once. You were terrific, by the way.
Alan, what in God's name?
I'm not here for sex, you'll be relieved to know. I'm sure you're relieved. We have a client. The police are currently trying to beat a confession out of him. The man is wounded, in need of medical attention. It's extremely exigent. I have a habeas petition. I just need a signature from either of you, actually.
Are you out of your mind?
Marcia, he's 20 years old, bleeding, and the police won't let the doctor remove the bullet. Please.
She said no.
As soon as I mentioned his alleged crime.
I don't know how much more he'll be able to take, but they are going to keep him in there till he confesses. He's going to break. Does he even know anybody's out here trying to help him?
I said I was counsel before I was hauled out, but I don't know if it registered.
Were you able to talk to him?
No.
Dr. Cohen to nurse station on 2 West. Dr. Cohen to nurse station on 2 West.
Mr. Beck is going into surgery to have his shoulder repaired. You people can speak to him when he comes out, if you'd like.
What did you do to him?
I'm surprised at that question, Eleanor. Where is Joe Moran?
He's right there.
Joe Moran,
Yes?
you're under arrest for the murder of Officer Peter White.
What the hell's going on?
Mr. Beck gave us a statement that Mr. Moran here is the shooter.
Oh, what are you talking about? That's crazy.
Be quiet, Joe.
Jimmy, I didn't shoot anybody.
Do not say a word. I'll see you in custody.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. You cannot afford an attorney. One will be appointed. You understand his right to take over.
Can't we just suppress the statement? Obviously it was coerced. The guy was tortured.
But he's not the one being charged. We can't assert Beck's constitutional rights to suppress evidence against Moran. Tara, when will Beck come out of recovery?
They said 7 a.m.
Good. Eleanor, Jamie, you need to be there. The police know they got reliability problems on the statement, and they'll probably try to get another one under less coercive circumstances.
Look, regardless of whose constitutional rights have been violated, can a statement be quashed if it's given involuntarily?
Good question. Research that. We keeping you up?
Yes, actually. It's 4 in the morning.
Eugene, we probably should try to get some sleep. We have other cases that we need to be awake for tomorrow.
This is the most important case, Eleanor. I mean, we all went to law school. The idea that a government agency, they just tortured a man in front of us. This is our most important case.
Why are they making us just sit here like this?
Probably to play with your head a little. Which seems to be working from the looks of you.
My God, man, I still can't believe this is happening.
Look, it's a good sign that they haven't hauled you off to arraignment yet. It could mean they know their case wobbles.
Well, what do they want to talk about?
I don't know. But whatever goes down here, you say nothing. You hear me, Joe? I will do all the talking. You don't open your mouth. If you need to breathe, do it through your nose. Great.
It's my signature, but I don't remember saying all that.
You don't remember?
They were sticking stuff into my wound. I know that's what they were asking me to say. Whether I said it or not, I don't remember. I was practically blacking out the whole time.
Okay, well, let's get to the heart of it. Is this statement true?
No, Joe didn't shoot anybody.
What happened last night?
We came out of a bar and we heard gunfire. I got a little freaked, so I started running to my car. I then saw 2 cops coming at me. I had been drinking and I was out past 10. I'm on parole, you know. So I just took off. I went down a dead-end alley. I couldn't go nowhere else, so I put my hands up, you know, to surrender, and they shot me. What's gonna happen to Joe?
I don't know. But obviously, he's in a little bit of trouble.
Look, he didn't do anything, okay? I'm sorry if I said he did. I was out of it. I swear.
Look, we probably need to get you new counsel.
Why?
Joe Moran is a firm client, and we can't represent both of you.
Joe and I are together.
Yeah, well, you signed a statement saying that he was the shooter, and even if you...
I'll take it back. Miss Frutt, you people were there last night. You saw what happened to me.
Which could make us witnesses in any civil claim.
No lawyer who comes in now is gonna believe me. I got a record. A cop is dead. My friend is charged. Look, you saw what went down. Or at least you heard. You know we didn't do this.
Okay, then. This is my favorite kind of meeting. The one where I, and only I, talk. Your job here, Mr. Moran, is to listen closely. Pretend as if the rest of your life might turn on what I say. You already know your job, counsel. A police officer is dead. Somebody must, of course, go to prison. At the moment, it appears as if that person will be you. If, however, you are to sign a statement saying Mr. Beck is the shooter, if you agree to provide testimony against Mr. Beck, of course truthful, then we would give you use in transactional immunity. Your counsel can explain that. In layman's terms, you go free. Anything short of a statement and testimony, we prosecute you for murder. I'm going to give you some time to discuss this with Mr. Berluti. There will be an arraignment at 1 o'clock. It'll either be Mr. Beck's or yours.
I should have seen it. Seen what? What the hell is going on? Here's a crash course in criminal procedure. If they coerce a confession from Beck, they can't use it against him. It's unconstitutional. So what they were doing in the room with their torture was forcing him to give a statement against you, which they can use against you. Now, they come back to you with his statement as leverage to get you to make a statement against Beck, which they can legally use against Beck. They're doing an end run around the Constitution. Is this legal? Legal? No. Torture's against the law. But is Beck's statement admissible against you? Yes. Would your statement be admissible against Beck? Probably yes. Look, I'm gonna go discuss this with my partners. We'll formulate a plan of attack. I'll be back in an hour.
Make the deal.
I'm sorry?
If they guarantee that I go free, I'll give them whatever they want.
First of all, that isn't necessary. They got no real case against you.
They have enough to arraign me in 2 hours, and possibly enough to put me on trial. I mean, that alone screws me.
And second, I can't commit fraud. You didn't see Beck shoot anybody. You're his alibi that he didn't shoot the guy.
I was mistaken. Now that I think back, he did kill that cop.
Joe, you can't do this. Come on.
I've done prison. I can't go back. I can't.
Beck is the guy they're really after. They're just using you.
We don't know that for sure. And, even if that's true, they're still gonna try to get me on conspiracy or something else.
Listen.
No, I can't risk it. They're offering me a chance to go free here. I'm sorry.
Todd Beck is your friend.
Who tried to flip me?
Because he was tortured. For God's sake, Joe, don't do this.
What do I have to bank on, huh? A fair trial? Or justice? I got a glimpse of justice in that hospital room. 5 lawyers, you guys couldn't do anything. I don't want to hurt Todd, but I gotta save myself. Make the deal.
I won't.
I'm telling you as my attorney.
Then I'm withdrawing as your attorney. I will not commit fraud, especially to help convict an innocent man. I'm done here.
Jimmy, I expect our privileged conversations to stay privileged.
Wait just a second. They take a statement that they get as a result of torture, use it to get another statement that they then use against the guy who was tortured? How is that not poisonous fruits?
Because it isn't. No court has said so.
And Moran?
He's already hired a new attorney. They're supposedly cutting a deal as we speak.
Sometimes the only legitimate thing to do is fight fire with fire.
Meaning?
Well, I have several professional lady friends. I say we catch this guy Walsh on camera in the act of getting fellatio, blackmail him into dropping the charges. Trust me, it works. I've settled at least 3 cases this way.
They've got him.
Information is still coming in. Mr. Beck was arrested in the hospital and was in fact released to police by hospital officials. He'll be arraigned shortly in Suffolk Superior Court. Beck was apprehended.
Well, gee, that's good to know. I guess I better get down there.
Hold on. I'm representing Beck.
Police tell us at that time Beck resisted arrest. He himself was shot, although not seriously.
Mrs. White? I'm Kenneth Walsh, the district attorney. We've actually met before.
Yes.
Please accept my sincere condolences. Your husband was an exceptional man, an outstanding police officer.
Why was he killed? Nobody is telling me what happened.
We don't exactly know why yet. Look, we've got the guy. We're about to arraign him, but you don't need to be here for this. Go be with your family. Let me take care of things on this end.
I want to see him. I want to see the face of the man who killed
I
him.
really don't recommend that today. Look, he's not getting out. There'll be plenty of time later at his trial. Let me handle things. Okay?
Case number 72334. Commonwealth versus Todd Beck. Charge of murder in the 1st degree.
Eugene Young for the defendant, Your Honor. Waive reading, file a motion to dismiss the charges. And we ask, Your Honor, given the illegal and outrageous conduct of the police and district attorney, we ask that this motion be heard now.
Now? Isn't that jumping the gun slightly?
There is no gun, Your Honor. There is no case. These charges are being fabricated. They were done so by means...
Did we fabricate the death of Officer Peter White? Did we?
There is no witness. There is no evidence. There is no trace metal or powder residue to indicate that my client ever fired or even touched a gun.
We have a signed statement.
Which is the product of torture, the product of...
Whoa. Mr. Young, you seem a little on the amped side here.
Todd Beck was shot by the police. He was then put in a room, denied counsel, denied medical treatment, while police officers stuck a flashlight and other foreign objects into the wound. They did so for 3 hours until they coerced him into giving a statement against Joe Moran. They then used the statement to leverage Mr. Moran against Todd Beck. Mr. Moran was, in fact, arrested for this murder at 3 o'clock this morning.
And represented by you, by the way.
Not anymore. We now represent Mr. Beck.
There's a conflict of interest.
Which pales in the face of torture.
All right. Mr. Walsh, did you coerce a statement from Mr. Beck?
I wasn't in the room, Your Honor, when the statement was given.
You heard the screaming.
He'd been shot.
Mr. Walsh, if you get cute with me, you will not like my finding. What happened?
Let's assume it happened exactly as Mr. Young says. So what? If the police coerced a statement from Mr. Beck, it's not being used here. We're relying on Mr. Moran's statement.
Which you only got by threatening him with prosecution.
Which we do all the time. Forsaking criminal charges is a negotiating tactic used by every law enforcement agency in the country.
Not every agency commits acts of torture, Mr. Walsh.
I don't know for a fact that torture was committed, Your Honor. But once again, any statements obtained through that kind of coercion, we would never seek to introduce.
But they are using it. They used a coerced statement to ultimately get evidence against my client. That's poisonous fruit.
According to who? There's no case law supporting that.
What evidence does the Commonwealth have against the defendant?
The surviving police officer will testify about being shot at. She'll testify that she saw Mr. Beck flee the scene. He ran from the police. Mr. Moran will testify that his friend was the shooter. Call me crazy, but that's a case.
Mr. Moran's statement is a lie.
That's for a jury to decide, not you.
Your Honor, I realize we live in different times. The Supreme Court has eroded the exclusionary rule. We have laws called the Patriot Act. We detain suspects for months, even years, without even giving them a hearing. We declare persons of interest.
You're getting off track.
I'm on the track. I'm on the track. With each passing day, we're becoming more and more a police state. We no longer hold dear civil rights. We no longer lay claim to expectations of privacy. In our new world, we even embrace this loss of freedom so long as it makes us feel safe. But when police officers commit acts of torture, there comes a point where we as lawyers, as judges, as guardians of democracy, where we have to say enough. They locked a wounded man in a room, Your Honor. Your Honor, enough.
The fact that he even took it under advisement is a good sign. For him to consider kicking it at the arraignment stage, obviously their case looks weak.
I still like my hooker idea.
Eleanor's right. Even if we go to trial, all they have is Moran's statement, which we can easily attack. I still don't even know why they're bringing this case, and with such a rush.
A cop is dead.
Jimmy, there still needs to be evidence, for God's sakes. I mean, this just doesn't make sense.
The judge is back.
All rise. Be seated.
I have a 10-year-old son. Sometimes I help him with his homework, and with math, he's required to show the work. It's too bad we don't require the same of law enforcement. The police don't have to show their methodology, only the evidence that they actually introduce. And if anyone needs proof of the potential for abuse, we need only look at this case. Mr. Walsh, I'm disgusted. I wish that you had the guts to prosecute the officers involved here. Clearly, you don't, perhaps because of your own culpability. To think that my son might grow up in your legacy, it horrifies me. But Mr. Young, the evidence being introduced here against your client, however reprehensibly obtained, is technically admissible. Mr. Moran was not tortured. His statement, though made under the threat of criminal prosecution, was voluntary. It stands. Your motion for dismissal is denied. Trial date is set for June the 6th. The defendant is held without bail. We're adjourned.
Hard fought, Eugene. I thought you argued well. For the record, I consider your guy guilty.
For the record, you tortured him.
Look, Eugene, I don't know exactly what happened on the street the other night, and neither do you. Six months.
Six months for a cop killer.
We dropped the murder charges. He pleads guilty to unlawful discharge of a firearm within city limits. I need a response now.
My response is you'd never offer this if you really thought he was guilty. You can't find the gun, you have no evidence, you know you'll lose if
you want to run the risk of a trial, Eugene? Fine. But I'd certainly get your client's input before exposing him to a life sentence with no parole.
You got a bad shoot, and then you torture an innocent kid to cover
We
your
maintain the shoot was justified. I'm offering an out, Eugene.
For who?
I've offered your client 6 months for a Class B misdemeanor. If you feel the need to reject that, then please do. But again, you might want to run it by the client.
Beck took the deal. He had to, Eugene. He couldn't risk a murder trial. And as weak as their case was, he had to.
No argument.
You okay?
Fine.
Of everything that happened in the last 24 hours, the most frightening to me is the look of futility in your eyes. Eugene, people like you, they can't give up. Most people don't want to live in a police state. Most people still believe that civil liberties and human rights are more important than just rounding up bad guys. And with the erosion of our basic human rights and everything else that is going on in this country, what most people need right now, desperately need, is for men like you not